Hello everyone. We are live from Art House Asia Film Festival, venue Boshus Cinema Hall. Um, we are very happy to have with us Vrinda Samartha. She's the director of Ritu Goes Online. Um, it's a documentary short which is being in competition in the Art House Asia Film Festival International Short Section. Uh, so, Vrinda, like, let me start with this question that um, was it a something that a pre-planned theme which also got aligned with the initiative by German embassy, uh, or it was the initiative which drove you to kind of select this subject and make this documentary?
Yeah, yeah. It was the GIZ initiative actually who wanted to do stories on women entrepreneurship, and that's how I started digging for it. Um, and I thought it would be pretty easy to find stories of women entrepreneurs. Uh, and when I started digging, then I realized, like, I spoke to a few NGOs, and spoke to, like, I mean, after the initial search, when I did not find, I spoke to NGOs and I spoke to some, the startup funding agencies, and none of them, strangely, none of them were able to, like, sort of guide me to an entrepreneur, women entrepreneur outside the city. That is, even within the city, there are, and the numbers are like lopsided. Um, but outside the city, they were like strangely, because I'm from Bangalore, right? So I was looking specifically from South India, and we were not able to. Nobody was able to guide me. Like, I'm sure they're there, but it's hard to find. So they were all self-employed women who ran mills, shops, boutiques, and stuff like that, but not at a level where they were also generating employment to other people. You know, so that's when I realized that the figures which are there, like they say 13.7% are women, registered women entrepreneurs. I feel even that figure may not be accurate, because we also found some instances where there were some companies registered under women, but they were not really run by them because of, certain advantages the government policies gives. Um, so yeah, so that meant that there's something really going wrong here. Something, is it lack of ambition, or uh, is it lack of opportunity to pursue the, or lack of choice? It's do women want to run business, or is it that there's something else that's going on there? So I think that was the starting point.
Okay, and and um, exactly how did you find Ritu? Like, is there a story behind it, that how you find uh, the person Ritu doing a running a online bag shop? Uh,
Yeah.
so, is there any interesting story?
Actually, it is there's a MSME award that goes out to, I think the ministry gives out, and one of the one quarterly award was for this person, and there was the name of the company also mentioned. So I looked for that online, and I found that, that she was selling bags online on Amazon, and she had a Facebook page that had no details, but it had her number. So that's how I got in touch with her, and but she's very quick to say that, yeah, she would want to share her story, and yeah, that's how
Okay,
we started talking to her. Yeah.
okay. And so, coming back to the film, that the film has followed the classical documentary pattern of storytelling. Um, like my question is that, uh, like, why, what drove you to choose that pattern? Like, while the documentary landscape right now in India is um, pretty, like, very much internationally recognized than the fiction landscape.
Yeah.
Like, while the fiction films, like, fail to compete in international competition, which are top notch, but documentary films are going there for year after year. And so why you have chosen that? Like, is there any reason, or it was just your
Yeah. So
style of filmmaking?
yeah, I mean, I think there were it's both. The thing is, I wanted the purpose of the film was to like they screen in a lot of uh, rural places and NGOs who work in the sector where they do incubating labs to help entrepreneurs who have a sort of a plan to like get on with it, and so th- so that's where GIZ also comes in. So they had planned a lot of physical screenings in villages and I mean non-digital screenings that were planned outside of um, what we are doing right now. So that was the purpose was to make it more accessible to the people that they wanted to reach out to. So I think that was also one of the deciding factor to sort of say the story that we have. I mean, the way we have, like you say, classical. So I think that was choice. What you call it that? Yeah.
And okay, so another question, like, we often get from young filmmakers, and that, like, okay, we want to make a film, and so how, like, how, what is the process of this application getting fund? And so, and this is the film where you are making for initiative, which is, so what was the process, like, how you get to know it, and is it a annual thing which always, like, every year they are doing it? And so, like, tell us more about that. I think people will be helped.
I don't know if it's an annual thing. I think this was a one-off instance, and I think this call for was an open call for that was posted everywhere. They used Facebook, Instagram, and it was circulated on WhatsApp by and even filmmakers. I think they were sharing this information. So every time there is a call for open call for to submit your projects and stuff like that, there are um, the information is exchanged, so you if you're not applying for it, then there are friends and fellow filmmakers who can apply for it. So that was how I got to know. I think some of my friends shared it with me. And so the first there are many rounds of selection here, where the first one was they wanted a production house and a director who had worked on similar topics and in similar styles. So that was the first thing, and the second one, when we that's when we had to like talk about the story that we wanted to make. So that the whole, I mean, even the we didn't even pitch with the story in the first round. It was all about if we had the experience to handle a subject like this as a production house and as a director. And the second round was about the story and if it aligned with what they wanted to say. And
Okay, okay. And
yeah.
that's the, I think that will be helpful for many of the people who are watching or who will watch this recorded thing. And so now another question, coming back to the film, that Ritu was flawless in terms of interacting with the camera, telling about her. Was she is the outspoken person, or how much time it took for you and your team to get acquainted with her and to be such a in a friendly way, or she's that person genuinely?
She is, she is that person. She loves to talk about herself and she wants to share. Uh, yeah, but it, I mean, we did not know her that well. So we spent like we traveled before we actually started shooting. We always had a camera, so I mean, we did not know what would come up at what point of time. So, um, but then she got comfortable. She understood quickly how, what, you know, when the camera is on her, uh, when she should speak and when she should, like when she would let herself go, when she would hold back. She was, I think, all the credit to her actually on that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so like I like I guessed that, but then I thought like it will be okay to ask you this question. So my last question, that uh, like when you are approaching a documentary, and I know that you are also planning and as a producer to make a fiction film. So as a filmmaker, what do you think that in this time, in standing in 2021, how these two genres are different? Because documentaries is kind of going as close as the character as possible, where I think this fiction is failing. And sometimes the documentary audience is more engaged than the fiction audience. And in the worldwide, through the internet, the documentaries acceptance has grown, especially in the last couple of years, also in India during the lockdown.
Yeah.
So how do you think that this like this borderline, this all these things, all these cliches will be addressed in this year or the next year? Because after pandemic everything is changing so fast.
Yeah. No, with this particular story I can talk about, which I want to produce and I believe in a lot. So that is something that a lot of research has gone into it. Um, and maybe 4 5 years of research and meeting people, and hearing their personal accounts. So it's I feel it's as close to a documentary as possible, you know, and hopefully in our making also we will be able to bring in that authenticity in terms of the how it's visualized and the characters that come in, and we manage to stay real to the stories that were shared with us. um, so yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much how we are seeing it as well. So um,
Okay,
that's
okay.
yeah.
Thank you, Vrinda. Thank you for sharing this fantastic uh, and engaging film. Sometimes fantastic films are not that engaging, but like it was truly engaging and honest film. And we have to wrap up because we have to start another screening and now. So thank you very much once again for sharing this film with us, and the audience has enjoyed it, and I hope the jury too. And let's hope for the results in the coming days. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Yeah.